So guys, long time since a video on my channel. I did a video for our Facebook page for the Window Clean podcast, and I did a bit of a video of my van. So I'm going to clip it in now, add it in and show you. I'm going to do another one all about the coronavirus and what it could mean for us. But for now, here is a walkthrough. So just showing you the back of my van. This is generally how it is. I haven't done anything special with it since I did loads of work on it over Christmas, but this is kind of how I've left it. This is a day-to-day sort of thing, you know. So yeah, so it's a Fiat Scudo long wheelbase van, and just show you a little bit around it in case you're wondering. They are in one of our recent podcasts. If you haven't listened to it, we talked about these reels, and they are from Pure Freedom, the Reel Masters, and they are absolutely fantastic. So what you do is this one is connected. So here we have down here a little controller. Turn that on. Pull this out a little bit like that. Your button. There you go. And that is as simple as that. So that goes there. It is bolted down here to the chassis. Your little controller which tells your battery, and you can set your speed and stuff like that. So it's a twin stack there. Very neat, very compact. And what I was saying on one of our podcasts, one of the reasons why I like it is that it frees up this whole area of the van here, because beforehand, like, we'd have a standard reel here and a standard reel there, whereas now we have so much room. And what's great about these is they are, as I've said, bolted into the van, so they don't kind of fall side to side and stuff like that. So that's kind of one of the things that I definitely love about them. The reel has never come over the side here, even at the most awkward of angles. So that is definitely something that I really love about this. This is the connection in here. So this brass fitting with this, and never is there one drip coming out of any of these fittings. So it kind of makes my van a lot drier of a place in general, because beforehand what would happen is if you went around a bend or if something fell over, it's just on the manual reels. I always wanted, no matter if I put PTFE tape or no matter what I did, there was always a bit of something on there. So then I suppose what else about the van? I decided, there goes my gloves. I decided to put these here because I wanted this space, so I tried to tuck them as close in to the side of the van this way. It makes it a little bit awkward because there are my two DA Components controllers. I had DA Components ones before. These are new ones at Christmas because the other ones started going a bit dodgy, but I had them for a good few years. So what I have to do, as I click something on the camera there, is reach in here. Now I leave these set at the same thing. So there you go, on and off, and they do tell battery voltage and all of that sort of crap. Yeah, so in general, if we leave those on, I don't kind of reach in and out too much in the day, turn them off. We just kind of like leave them on. I don't find that with these that the pumps cycle that much. They just kind of hit the pressure, stay at the pressure, and that's it. So what else? As you can see, I've blue protector coated the back of the van since Christmas, and because what we do is we put the carpet machine in here, and because of that, a few times machines have caught, and now it's taken a fair whack, but that floor also needs a clean. But it has scratched up the protector coat in a few places, which is a shame, but do you know what, c'est la vie. Another lick on that is probably what it needs. So there are my gloves because of coronavirus. Again, everything is so that when I turn up at a job, it's just ready to go. Bing bang boom. So what I love, at the time I also bought these from Pure Freedom, and again they're as simple as being bolted there. I put my poles on that section, I don't like the dangling, but I haven't really figured out a better way of doing it. So that's just what it has to be for now. You gotta watch the amount of times when I put these in first that I get in to get something at the back and I bash my head off of this. So be careful. The only other thing about these is it lowers the height of the van. So beforehand we could get in and get stuff off of that shelf fairly easy, but with this there now you kind of have to go in on your knees. Kind of a nuisance, kind of a balls, but compared to what we used to have to do is I used to have a hook there that coat is on and another one back here, and we used to try and hook them on the side but they'd fall down, or I had a bit of piping. Again, wasn't really a great permanent solution to it, whereas that does seem to be the case. So as I said, get me in without bashing my head on anything. In the back of my van now, you can see the remnants of a hook here from what I used to do. So this is really it. I got this shelving years ago. Why I like it is there is a bit of a lip on it. I have more sections, but I'm not using them. They're a bit battered now at this point. First aid, more gloves, scraper in here, a few kind of Mormon bits and pieces. I've really gone off the Mormon stuff, to be honest. You get through rubber so quick, and I don't know, I've gone back to Unger and I'm just kind of loving it now, to be honest. Yeah, so that is the back, the shelving, rather than a box of stuff that, the other thing is these are magnetic, so they don't go anywhere. Nothing ever falls out of these boxes. In here is my carpet cleaning chemicals and a few other bits and pieces. That is my leisure battery there. That is connected to a split charge relay coming off the battery of the van, and that charges as it go along. These though take up an awful lot of juice, so as I've talked about in my video, it's not enough. I do charge this battery at night time as well. There is my 650 litre upright tank, coat there hung up. What else? There is my bucket. Yeah, that is kind of the back of my van. If I show you around this side of it, if I'm filling it full of water of an evening time, I open this van. Again, a bit messy, scrim on top of there. I have I had it open. I have it empty because there's no point kind of having it full for weeks on end. Who knows how long we're going to be at this. So kind of put these on the side of my tank. There's my American flag one, and I used to love it. Again, I've gone back to the Mormon stuff because I prefer to I've gone back to the younger stuff. So there is my pouch, and that on the back there is my employee's pouch. So Mormon washer, but there is a couple of Unger squeegees there. I still like the Mormon pouch though. Yeah, so that's that. Here I have my pump box with 2 pumps in it. 2 feeds go into this pump box. There are the 2 connections coming out of the pump box. What are these extra hoses? Well, this kind of, I should have shown you this from inside. This controller and pump here that's there. At the moment what I'm doing is I am using rainwater through an IBC at my house. So all I need to do is, because the TDS of it is only like anything from 20 to 40, I'm double DIing, so that pump is pumping it into here. So to put 500 litres into here takes about 2 hours, 2.5 hours of a night time to fill that up. So there is my charger. So again, everything is very handy. There's the plug into like an extension lead, so that's charging for the few hours that it's on, and then I'm good to go. What else? What else can I show you? I put in not Vision, but some of this added sparkle, but I do like the V1. over the V2, but still. Again, like I showed you, scrapers. This is another very handy thing. I just got a new one. It's a pad that goes on the end of your water fed pole, and you can put these Unger pads onto those. And again, the windows have to be very clean to do it, but in a few factories where it's 3 stories high on the inside and they're a bit dusty, they can save you cherry pickers and a whole pile of stuff. Again, what I like about that rack is these long steps stay in there all the time. So beforehand, before I had that racking system, we never really had those long steps on. I could put them on top, but again, you know, wind and them getting wet and just being a bit of a nuisance in general. I used to have to put them crossways in the van because of their length, because they're very long. That's what she said. But having them there permanently, because I think we only need those steps maybe once every 6 weeks, but still to have them there, you know, at every eventuality. Now the cab is a little bit of a mess. Here we are inside the cab. These seats, I used the carpet machine recently, just the other day in fact, to get them up a lot nicer. I gave the floor a bit of a go. Harry, you bought me this, and I can listen to my phone through the radio. It makes a signal for that. There is roughly 110,000 kilometers on this van. It is a 2015, and I bought it 3 and a bit years ago with 20-something thousand kilometers. It has the 2-litre 130 brake horsepower Fiat Multijet. I think it's originally a Peugeot engine, and it's remapped for the last 2 years, 2.5 years maybe, to 180 horsepower. Overhead lockers where I try to keep my stuff. Again, because of cleaning, I've kind of stuffed things here. Just try to keep it a little bit neat, but receipt book, biros, and normally I have these high-vis, kind of like nicer than that, but kind of around the back of the seats. And what else do I have up here? I have stuff like these slips. This is the dockets that we put inside the door if somebody wasn't there. I don't know if this is going to be back to front on the camera or not. Stephen Lee Clean Services. Again, the website, the phone number, PayPal. It just says on the back of it there, your windows were clean today. Many thanks for your custom. I can call to collect payment at your convenience, or credit card, PayPal available on my website. Regards, Stephen. I also, it's around the other side, I also do have a sum up card that is over there. But for now, it's still not bad. For €50 with the sum up, I lose about €1.30, €1.40. It's quite, like, don't get me wrong, it's a great machine, and me and you, Harry, will have to do a video about this. We'll have to do a video about this for sure. But it is a nice machine. It is quite small. But what I have coming from the bank is, the bank used to be really, really expensive, and now the bank have got really quite reasonable with their card machines. €19.99 a month. And like for a laser card, they'll every €50 they'll take 6 cents. That's all. And on a credit card, it's 40-something cents. So I'll be a bit better off, not that much, but the machine is really nice. It's massive. Printed off for customers and all. It's a more professional looking machine. So yeah, so roof bars aren't great, but then we don't use them. I have them on because there's 1 or 2 jobs they're on a 2 monthly cycle, literally 1 or 2 jobs, and they have a flat roof, you know, one of these modern houses with skylights all on top and stuff. So I get my employee to foot the ladder while I go up there and do that. Apart from that, so that's I had them off for years, but now with this system I can't fit small ladders in the back, so I have them on, even though sometimes I toy with the idea of taking them off because I don't use them for so long. Still have them on there. As I've said, the 650 tank, a couple of cones there, with a spare jacket and hoodie and foot protectors and stuff like that in here. Normally I have a toolbox in here, but I have it actually at the moment in the shed. In here, loads of just spare parts and stuff like that if anything breaks, zip ties, scrim, stuff like that. So yeah, that is my van, guys. Again, it's by no means perfect. There's a bit of water there, has leaked in. I think I left it open when it rained, but I do have these drains here and a little drill here. So after you, Harry, you better tidy that van and do something about putting up a Respond. And actually, any other guys that are watching this, why don't you talk a little bit about your van, or put up a few pictures or stuff like that on the Facebook page. Perfect, guys.